Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Chinesky, and with my good friend Ken Brown, we're your hosts today of the Local Sports Wrap-Up here on Channel 15, Wine.Cable, and YouTube. Today is August 23rd, 2021, and all we got to say is Taylor baseball, Taylor baseball, Taylor baseball. They just came through with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, held them in the 6th to beat Southwest Texas.
Yeah,
6-5.
Yeah, 6-5. 6-5. Great game. It seems that Taylor, just got that mojo right now. Things are working, and you got to have some luck along the way to be champions. So it looks like they're going to do it. They're 6-5, and now they get their horse back.
Yeah, they did not pitch the Ethan
Van Bell.
Ethan Van Bell. They did not pitch him. I put a call into the president of Taylor Little League, and if he brings us up in the middle of the show, we'll talk to him for a little bit. Great game today, though. I mean, the Thorning, the coach's kid, hit a grand slam in the 2nd inning after they were down 5-0. They loaded the bases. The kid came up and bombed one, and then I just saw that highlight. I got home. It was the 3rd inning, and they had their chances, but they held the other team. A couple double plays at the end of innings. When them bases are only 60 feet.
Yeah, you got
to turn a double play. You got to get the ball's got to be hit hard first.
Yeah.
And then when you hit the ball hard, then you get flip and go.
Yeah, get it out.
And his shortstop, he gobbles up. I don't want to jinx him. He gobbles up everything.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. He made a play a week ago, running back between the left and center fielder. He was running backwards, looking, and grabbed it. Turned around, doubled the kid off second because everybody knew it was going to drop. Yeah. They took off running. But they've outscored now in this so far what they were like 8 and 14-5.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, because they won 8-0 their first game. We talked about that. And, Farner had 3 hits today. Thorning had 2 RBIs. Thorning had 4. The pitching, too. The pitching went well.
After the first inning?
Well, yeah, I guess they scored 2 runs and scored 3 runs. I think the Texas team had a girl that hit a bomb.
Yeah, Brunning. Her name's Ella Brunning. And as we were looking into it, Ella's only the 20th girl to play in Williamsport.
Wow.
The last girl was Monet Davis, though, and she pitched for a Philadelphia team that went there, and I know she plays softball at Hampton University.
Oh, does she?
We had the opportunity to play against her, and she plays second base now. But when she was 12, she was it on the mound.
Yeah.
Just like Ella, she's it, and she plays catcher.
Too.
Yeah, she pitches and catches. So it'd be interesting to see if she can get out of the loser's bracket and maybe come back. I'm sure Texas has got a good team, man.
There can't be a bad team in that mix. The final, however it is, 16 teams. There cannot be a bad team in that mix, even if you made it by losing 1 game.
Yeah.
There's still.
I think that kind of interesting thing too is that Taylor didn't pitch Van Bell like we said because he pitched so many innings against Florida, and then that game today really was supposed to be Sunday at 1, but they played it Monday because of rain. So now you get an extra day with that kid. So if they play again Wednesday. And they're in the winner's bracket, so if they win that, then they don't play again until Saturday, and they can pitch who you want. Everybody's available, and I know that Taylor coach's lips are just like salivating right now. You know what I mean? He's excited. He's got all his horses lined up. He's got a good win to go into Wednesday. Just win 1 more,
And what we find interesting looking at the roster, Taylor only has 11 players, and every single one of them's a pitcher. Every single one has some experience pitching, and so that's golden in itself. Yeah. Even if they're not the quote-unquote ace, they all can throw strikes.
Yeah. And I think that that's the norm, at least when we were playing Little League. I came up, I would have been an 84 Williamsport kid, right? And we played Taylor in sectionals. But I said all that to say, like, you take a group of a league, and then you pick their best players. So, of course, Jimmy pitches. You're going to pick all the pitchers and catchers, and then you're going to, and shortstops or whatever, and you're going to put them all on one team. So you got everybody's ace from your league. And you talked about a little bit, it seems like they may have downside from Northwest to Central and all made one big league. So they've got
talent.
Horses all over, yeah.
And then, like the coach had said, I heard an interview on The Fan, and the coach said, you know, when kids start playing travel, they give up on Little League. And really, Taylor, they did it right. You could play both. Yeah. So these kids are playing on their travel team, and they set up the schedule so they don't conflict. And, like, they don't do weekend games. That's when travel teams play. Yeah. So let's not set up Saturday games, you know. And so these kids get even though travel's overrated and watered down, there is elite travel. And so these kids are getting the best pitching thrown at them. So now you get back to Little League. Maybe other leagues don't do it that way, but I guarantee like the Southern California leagues do that way. They're picking all their hand-picked kids and playing them because they've always been strong, you know. And you're going to tell me like China doesn't do that? They always say, oh, this is a team from a certain area, you know. Let's just say Wuhan for the fun of it. And, you know, but really they're strategically doing their thing too.
And I think that you're right where Taylor has the experience, you know, with the 13-year-old World Series being there, and it's a Little League town. So they would be more, I think, accepted if they were saying, you know, we're going to let travel kids come here and continue to play, but we're still going to have our league where those kids would still want to be involved. But smaller Little Leagues would fold if the majority of their kids still went to travel. You know, and even the number that you said was phenomenal. You said it was like 600 kids in that, even if it's 5 years old to 17 years old, that's a lot of kids that are playing baseball in that, 7-mile area?
Taylor's a big city, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why not? They do lose kids to travel and they don't play. I know when we coached softball, our girls did both. Yeah. You know, he made them play the rec league. There's there's nothing derogatory about rec baseball, okay? They're still throwing the pitches at you. That pitcher on that other team, she's playing travel too. Yeah. You know, so she's bringing the heat on that rec team. There's absolutely nothing wrong with playing rec ball. Expose your kids to more, put them on a travel team. That's good too. Yeah. You know, you can't go wrong.
And, I mean, let's face it, we're in Michigan, so we were thinking we got to get as many innings as we can get, right? So you want to start CYO in February or March, and then you do the Little League, and then you try to go into the summer, and then you got travel tossed in there. You're trying to just get as many innings as you can for your kids just because where we are. But you know who else is there that's always there? It's a team called Tom City, New Jersey. You'll see it now that I said it. All right, but they're always in Williamsport. So I don't know if they have a little.
What's in the water? What's in the water there?
Playing it. Yeah, they're doing well.
Giving their kids steroid treatment.
But no, that's good for Taylor. I feel good about that, man.
I know. And look at now that they made that comeback, they stay in the winners bracket. You know, which is great. Like you said, their schedule is getting just getting better. It's looking good.
Yeah, he can pitch who he wants.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I'm watching these games every chance I get. You know, it's fun. It's fun. They got the gang of parents, and you know, I found out that the kids can't even meet their parents after the games. The only time they have to go to the hotel, they're quarantined. All those teams are quarantined. You can't even go out to dinner with your parents after a game. The kids stay together, the coaches stay together, because when that coach was interviewed, he flat out said, you know, I'm lucky because my kids, but he can't see his mom, you know, because we're all together. They could FaceTime, obviously, with phones, and they could FaceTime their parents and grandparents and all that, but you cannot. They allowed them 250 tickets. And Taylor didn't have an extra one at all.
So everybody's there.
Everybody's there that wants to be there, and some probably still want to be there. But yeah, the kids are quarantined. They're stuck in their hotel until they play their next game, and obviously practice time.
Yeah.
You know, so that's unique too at this time of year. But safety first. But go Taylor. This is awesome, and everybody should jump on the bandwagon. All right, let it go viral. Yeah. Go Taylor. Because that was a great, just to recap, they were losing 5-4, and they got a single and a double to start the bottom of the fifth. Now, in a 6-inning game, if you're going to take the lead, bottom of the fifth is where it's at.
That's right.
And kid hit a grounder to third, next batter, and the kid on third base was cheating down the line, and the third baseman for Texas, never looked at him. Never even looked to his right. Threw to first. Had to because the kid was flying down the line. Just got him by a half step. But the kid took off for home, and the first baseman caught it and fired home. Threw it past the catcher. And so our guy was coming around third, just kept on trucking and slid in with really no throw.
Okay.
Slid in. And that made it 6-5. And I said right then to my daughter, if you're going to take the lead in a game, that was a good time to do it.
Yeah, because you got to get 3 outs.
Yep. And I think, and then Texas got a runner on second. You know, they had something going. We'll base it away, but didn't happen. And so go Taylor, go Taylor, go Taylor.
I like how they broke it down, too, and I never noticed that before. I guess it was an international bracket before, but it's like the Tom Seaver bracket, right?
One of them is, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Definitely the Tom Seaver. I can't think of the other one, and that's why I'm sad. But
Hank Aaron?
it is. You're right.
Yeah,
Hank Aaron and the Tom Seaver bracket.
I limit the brain cells I kill on the weekends. I gave them, I tell you what, the ones in there right now are fighting hard because I gave them a challenge last weekend. I'll say that.
No,
but I had heard that. I heard that last weekend.
But I like that feel. I'd love to see in that bracket, because remember last week I was talking about South Dakota. And then South Dakota was on before we came on, and it was 0-0 in the 5th. And they didn't pitch their horse, the left-handed kid. And if they win, then he gets that same Wednesday, Saturday action. Well, he pitches the rest of the time, 85 pitches, and he's not a joke. So that would be a good battle, but I don't know where Michigan is compared to South Dakota in which bracket. Would they have to wait to the championship to meet? And I'm pretty sure because they would have said that they played Wednesday. I don't know.
I'm going to say this. I saw that kid pitch yesterday for a little bit, and they were talking about he's had half a dozen perfect games. You know, 16, 18 batters up and down, bang, you know. And it doesn't look like he throws that hard. It does not. I mean, but he changes speeds really well. And from what I understand, he's 12U, and he's in a 14U league.
Wow.
So he's getting even more experience
And
faster than everybody else.
Yeah, he's stretching that arm because it's a longer distance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. It would be a farther mound. Yeah. So he stands up there so close and thinks he's just going to blow everybody away. And that's what's happening. But I think the Taylor kids can hit him.
They will. They will. I hope they do. Yeah, good.
We'll have the whole downriver watching that.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right, cool. Taylor, Taylor, Taylor. That's how we're going to lead.
All right. So you say he changes speeds well, right?
That's what I only saw an inning.
I got you.
And he tapped out on his 85th pitch, so he had to get out with one batter left. And they hadn't had a hit yet.
Yeah. Well, changing speeds, Miggy hit 500, right?
Wow, we love that.
He hit 500, and he hit it on a changeup, right? In Toronto. So they no more selling out, I guess, Tiger Stadium to see 500 or Comerica Park to see 500.
There were plenty of Miggy fans when it happened.
Yeah.
I had just, honestly, I just had flicked away. I was watching something else, and I went back to it, and they said he did it, you know, and obviously I saw the replay. But, yeah, you know, can't sit still. Gotta, you know, jump in. Baseball's a slow game. Yeah. So it comes commercial, and I didn't know where they were in the batting order, and I went to who knows what, golf or something else, you know, came back, and they were talking about him hitting it. And I went into my phone and checked the box score, and sure enough, he had hit it. So that is so cool because even he said there was a lot of pressure at Comerica to try to hit it in front of the home fans. Now he can relax and get to that 3,000th hit, which if anyone could do it, it's him. Yeah. You know, career hitter that he is, because now he can just start swinging for them little dink and dunks, man. He's really good at that. Yeah. He steers that ball around better than most.
So what Marty's basically talking about is Miggy, now that he hit 500 home runs, he was the 28th person to do that. And now he can be the 7th person to have 500 home runs with 3,000 hits. All right, so he's got like 29, 55. He's 45 away.
How many games do you got left?
Oh, God, that's a good one.
I'm going to say all of September, he might have 20-some games there. He might only have 30-some games left. So he's going to have to go on a tear.
Yeah. And he's been batting 250. And that's not the Miguel Cabrera that we know. He was a 300. He was a Triple Crown winner, 11-time All-Star. He's the best hitter that I've seen. I'd pay to watch him hit every time. And I know that he wasn't batting when you turn the channel, because you can't turn the channel when that guy's hitting.
No.
That guy is
It was the same
nuts.
with the home run guy, Cecil Fielder. And the whole ballpark stopped when he was, you might be chatting with somebody and Cecil would come up. Even the people selling popcorn would stop to see how far he was going to hit the next one.
Yeah.
And he don't even have 500, and he hit a lot of bombs.
Yeah.
And played for a long time.
And I was glad that it didn't end. If you know, like baseball numbers, Al Kaline ended on 399.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just happy that he finished it, because it doesn't, unless he goes on a tear like you're talking about, where he could just hit Texas leagues or line drives and get on, I can't see him getting 45 hits if he's got 20 games.
No, well, he'll have 20 in September at least. They figure they only have, let's call it 5 off days, maybe, because you got to pack the off days in the last month just in case. But our schedule is not favoring the poor teams going down the stretch. But that doesn't mean he can't hit good pitching. He always has.
Always.
So it'll be fun. I hope he gets really close.
Me too.
They packed Comerica Park, Tiger Stadium, Comerica Park the last weekend with him on about 29.96 or something like that. That would be cool.
That'd be cool. And we're saying it like he's not playing next year. I'm sure he'll come back.
Oh,
to get 3,000 hits, that's like a heck of a milestone.
He's still signed, right? One more year?
Yeah, one more.
He signed that crazy 13-year deal, and he's only making, he's making what they wanted to pay him.
Yeah.
Anyone that begrudges their salaries, they're getting what they want to pay them.
Yeah.
If they couldn't pay him that much money, like football, every football franchise starts out with about, what is it, $400 million in advertising dollars already from the league, it's a big number. I don't know if it's 400 million, but every single team is already set. If you own an NFL franchise, you get money all year, and then that's why those facilities are so nice.
Yeah. But to sign a player, there are some cap restrictions.
For the rosters, yeah.
But you're saying just to spend on the stadium, it depends on the owner and how big his pocket is.
They get that from the television stations per team almost. It's in the 3 figures in the $1 million. It might not be 400. You know what? Email me and tell me what the number is, okay? localsportswrapup@gmail.com. Lose something there?
Yeah, my mic.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
So let's get local. This is local sports. Football kicking off big time. They had the 4-way last Thursday. Unfortunately, George couldn't get a babysitter, and I told him to bring little George. That's not his name. Right. Told him to bring his son with them, and he could just sit right here, and we'd be good with that. Or there's a chair right there with his name on it.
It'd be our own 4-way.
That's right. Right.
Yeah.
But that's all right. George was there, I'm sure, and watched some of it. I can't imagine how it went. I was reading about the Wyandotte team today, and their number 1 middle linebacker is now playing for a senior year in a school in Florida, like Florida Midwest or something.
Yep, I saw that.
It's probably a
prep school.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, they call it prep school where he can go. He wants to go to a big-time college, I'm sure, and so he's going to prep school. But they got the Canterbury kid who's signed with Xavier to play baseball. He's coming back and playing football both ways, playing quarterback and safety. Their running back was coming back was good at Wyandotte.
I saw that.
The best stat in the whole article was if Adams has been here 16 years, they've made the playoff every year that he's been here.
Never had less than 6 wins.
That's correct. And he's made the playoffs every year. So it's going to be tough because they changed, we talked about last week how they changed the playoff numbers. They modified the system and how they pick playoff teams.
The system that wrecked you guys when you were a freshman. No, you were a junior.
You were a junior.
You were a junior.
We're 8-1. I'm not going to gloss over it.
Haven't forgot about that one yet, have you, Ken?
No, not at all. Now I read about River Rouge, and they had 6 kids go Division I last year, right? Since 2015, they have been to 3 state championship games. They won 1, They won 2, lost 1. But the quarterback that's replacing the kid, their quarterback last year was Mr. Everything, H-R-A-B-A-S. Harbowski was his first name. I don't know if you remember. But anyway, this kid is being replaced by a freshman. So that freshman has to talk about some big shoes to fill. But he's like one of the top 25 basketball players in the 2025 class.
Oh, no kidding.
But he's a freshman quarterback at Rouge. And then they have one of the receivers has already been offered by Michigan and Michigan State, 6'3", 195. They're loaded. Long story short, Rouge is loaded again. So they're just – and they had the same stat, but that coach has been there 12 years. And they haven't lost. They've won at least 6 games every year.
I know the guy. I met the guy. He comes in the shop. He's also the AD.
Wow.
Right, I believe. He's AD
okay.
and coach. And, so I was going to have him on this show one time, so we could. And he was going to come, but then he had to go to, something was wrong. He had to go to the basketball game. He called me last minute and said, I can't make it, because he's two duties. Football ends, his day don't end.
No.
He's got AD duties to do that. Yeah. So I guess it's good being both. I get you get things your own way.
It's more work, but you know what the work is. And so no, it'd be interesting to see that you got a mini powerhouse right here downriver, that are doing really good things in football, and that's coming up really fast.
And so, so Rouge is strong. We'll find out hopefully. They got a tough game against Allen Park. Obviously, we didn't follow every single one. I know there's a Lincoln Park native. This is an interesting article I read. Drew Mackey, he graduated Mount Carmel in '96. He grew up in Lincoln Park. He's the head baseball coach at Cleary University.
Okay.
And he was a pitching coach for, I want to say, Indiana, if my memory serves me correctly. And he's been responsible. He's got about 21 of his, for 7 years, about 21 of his kids have been drafted by pro teams, and a handful of them are on major league rosters. He understands pitching, that's for sure. But he's got the gig at Cleary University, and from what I understand, it's only like the second head coach that they've had in the time that they've been around. So the first guy must have just been a legend.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't.
They just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that too, I don't know how long that school's been around. That school's up in Ypsi somewhere, you were telling me?
Yeah. Well, Cleary College, I know, started in Ypsilanti. And then as it got bigger and became Cleary University, they went to Howe. And then they have a satellite campus on Woodward in Detroit. I've seen that numerous times.
So does MSU.
Yeah,
MSU's
they sure do. You're right. Yeah.
So we wish Drew well. Good luck,
he'll do
Drew.
Local
He's
guy.
a pitcher
doing well.
whisper.
Pitcher whisper.
Whisper, yeah. He's the pitcher whisperer. I like that. You're gonna have to trademark that phrase. The pitcher whisperer. Save the dates. Monday, September 13th, St. Patrick's High School alumni and friends are having a luncheon and golf scramble at West Shore Country Club. I forgot to mention that, but you want some contact information, you can go to St. Pat's Outing, www.stpatsouting.com. And hey, if you're an alumni for that school, you might as well, chip in and help the cause, okay? Go play some golf at West Shore, one of the nicest tracks around. Late September, mid-September like that, they might have just got done with their members championship. The rough's probably 5 inches high. I know ours was pretty high. Local sports wrap up at Gmail, as we have about 2 or 3 minutes to go here, Ken. Learn to skate, September 18th. Don't forget to contact the Yak Arena and get that kid walking in the living room on his skates. Okay, that's the trick. I'm going to tell you, my kid was the fastest skater around. He just had coordination issues.
I got you. Hey, and don't forget the Wyandotte Stars play August 28th.
That 7.5-hour game.
They don't have any gloves. It's going to be fun. I'm going to see if I can get a pinch hit opportunity in there.
Hit it hard at somebody?
Yeah.
Hit it hard at somebody with no glove?
Yeah, it'll be Wyandotte Stars. That's August 28th, and it's the annual home classic. and then also be on television.
Yeah, and what I love about that is, this guy, I'm a typical guy that sits there and can't watch one thing for very long until it catches my attention. And the Stars, I always check Channel 15 out because I want to see what's on. I want to see us on, and I just watching through. And they catch that ball and they whip it to the guy at first, and he ain't got no mitt, and he's just like... So the one super athlete on that team with the big paws, he's catching that baseball from now. I understand it's not a major league hard ball, okay? It's an old ball, softer, maybe a hair bigger, maybe not. And even the catcher behind the plate, no equipment, he catches it on one hop. He stands way back.
I got you.
And they just float it in there. It's like I was playing pickup ball in the day. He just floated it in there, and he played 3-on-3 or whatever. Right field was out, all that good stuff. So it's a pretty laid-back, easy game, and hey, who knows? Maybe we'll go over there with a cooler and of refreshments and hang out and watch them. So that's a pretty good day. We miss you, George, but he'll get here. He'll get here one of these days. He'll take my place. But Ken, always a blast, man. Always a blast.
Hey, get ready for your fantasy football games.
Oh yeah, we'll have to talk. We got to start a new show, fantasy football. We'll have to get with Amy on that. Thanks to the help in there, Barb and Caroline, and Joel's always behind the camera. We never say thank you enough to those guys. And Odd Jones, whoever Odd Jones is, he's always on the credits. Yeah. I'm Marty Chinesky. That's Ken Brown. We will see you in 1 week. Go Taylor, Little League Wednesday. Watch your TVs Wednesday. They're having parties all over Taylor. You know that? They got bars just packed watching these games.
It's good.
It's a lot of fun. And we will see you next week.
Take care.
Hi, Mom.